Good morning, challengers. It's Ingrid Owens here from the Take 52 Challenge and Beginners Photography blog. And this week we are critiquing an image for our theme Drive. We are on to week 30 here at the Take 52 Challenge. And this week's image comes from Amanda Cornelius, who is actually a relatively new challenger. And I think this might even be her first submission. So let's have a look at Amanda's image and see what we can say about it. And thank you very much, Amanda, for contributing and allowing us to feature and critique your image on the blog. So Amanda's image here is for, like I said, the theme was Drive. And she has taken a photograph of the sunset, and she said that it was taken in her rear view mirror. And this has caused me a bit of consternation when I'm as I've been looking at it, because I think you mean the wing mirror. Now, I'm no driver. I am a driver, but I'm no car expert. But because you can see the side in the car, I presumed that this was the wing mirror, like a side mirror, rather than the rear view. So anyway, just maybe you could clarify that for me, Amanda. I could be wrong, so just let me know. But either way, the fact that it's taken in a mirror is really interesting and really well done. And you can see that there is, over here to the side, there's a little bit of shading. Oops, my mouse is gone. There's a little bit of shading here to the side. Oopsie. A little bit of shading over here to the side, so I mean there is definitely some sort of a mirror here, but let's have a look at what I really like about this picture. First of all, I really like the framing of it, the fact that it's framed on one side by the side of the car here, and on the other side by this shading and this tree here at the other side. So in terms of having a frame within a frame in terms of composition, I think it's beautiful. It's a perfectly silhouetted type of an image, so that the sun is not so glaringly bright that we can see detail here in the trees and in the foreground. It's just enough, it's in shadow enough to leave enough to the imagination that we can see that it's a sunset. But there's a couple of things that lead us through the picture. So the lines here in the car, and there's kind of lead you right in to see into the photograph, and there's just enough reflection of the car here to make it interesting. We can also see, after having looked at the picture for a little while, that there's mountains here in the background, and she tells us in the comments that it's the Blue Ridge Mountains. And it's kind of like you don't notice it at first, but once you look at it, your eyes are drawn back here. And that is by virtue of the fact of the framing and the leading lines here in the car, and just where it's positioned in the frame, that your eyes rest on that. And because it's quite hard when you're shooting sunsets like this, that your eye doesn't just go directly to the sun, because that's what happens. Your eye goes to the brightest part of the picture. So she's achieved that really nicely here with having the mountains there in the background. A couple of other things is that again, she's used a really nice positioning and composition in terms of the rule of thirds. So you can see that her horizon is low in the frame, so it's not right up here in the middle, and there's no doubt that our subject is the sunset. To me, it looks a little crooked. It might be just my crooked eye. I have two of them, but you might want to adjust it a little bit in editing, so this horizon line runs a little bit straighter, just like, you know, a couple of millimeters off. But I think it's really good. I love that the car is out of focus here at the back and the foreground, and that we have more focus. It could possibly be a little sharper if you had have used, instead of f8, maybe even f16. And dropped your ISO. I don't know whether you were shooting in manual, or I think you said you just snapped it, so I'm sure that you were probably just you know, maybe you're just playing and you got this one, so it wasn't like it was a big thought out thing. But nevertheless, it's a really nice shot, and it's something that I think is very filled full of drama, filled full of mood, and a very, very good first contribution to this group, Amanda. And thank you very much for being a challenger and for allowing us to critique. So if you would like to be part of the Take 52 challenge and you're not already in our gang, we'd love to have you. We're a very vibrant and encouraging group on Facebook. You can find out all the information and sign up below this video, and I will see you next week and online.